I'm Andy Grabenstetter. I'm the Quality Control Manager at Sim4Motion, and I'm going to give a brief demonstration of the new track type tractor simulator system. And I'm going to go ahead and do the walk-around training exercise. Now, the first thing that happens when we launch our simulator is we'll present the operators with pre-exercise instructions, and basically this gives you an overview of what you're going to expect in each exercise. And when you're ready to start the exercise, we can honk the horn to continue. And we'll basically be placed at our first inspection point on the track type tractor, which is the push arm left side. And you can see that we have some parts, and I can mouse over them, and it highlights them. It also will highlight the name in this left-hand corner list, in case you're unfamiliar with the actual part. Go ahead and select one. It'll change your view. For the part that I selected, it's the push arm. And we present people with a question, and it's basically just asking, if the overall condition of the push arm is in good shape with no cracks or fatigue. And just looking at it right now, I can see that it looks in pretty good shape. So I'll go ahead and I'll just answer it yes. You could hear that it made the sound to indicate that I answered it correctly. It also put a yellow check mark by the inspection point. I can also select items through this list on the left-hand side. Zoom in on them. Right here I selected the hose guard. It's asking me if the tilt cylinder hose guard is free of wear. And from this point, it looks like it is, but I'm going to answer incorrectly so we know what it's like. You could hear that it made the incorrect sound. It also put a red check mark next to the inspection point to indicate that I answered it incorrectly. And basically the operator would work his way through the rest of the inspection points in this list, and then they can use the navigation arrows on the left or right side to move different inspection points on the machine. And again, I can highlight individual parts, or I can select them from the list, click on it, review the question, and answer it appropriately. So now, let's move on to another training exercise. Next, we'll do the controls familiarization. Now, once the exercise begins, we'll display all the instructions at the bottom of the screen for the operator. And our first instruction for every exercise is to always adjust your seat and fasten your seat belt. And now, again, with the control familiarization, we really want people to learn all of the operations on these controls, so we'll just walk them through some of the basic steps. We do display on-text instructions that will tell people exactly what they need to do, as well as showing them an icon and a visual representation of the control that they need to use in order to pass the specific instruction. And right now it's telling me to disable the implement lockout. You can see that it's pointing to the implement lockout switch on the screen. It's telling me to point to the bottom, to the on lock, which I'll do, and it indicates that I passed. Again, setting the engine to high idle, I'll hit the rabbit. And now it's going to ask me to maneuver my blade to a carry position, which is 28 to 33 centimeters. And now I'm just going to raise my ripper. And these are just the basic steps of the control familiarization. And like I said before, we walk the operators through a lot more instructions so they can become more familiar and learn all of these controls before they move on to more exercises that utilize them. For more information on CAT simulators, contact an account manager.